Atiku Abubakar is saying, let's merge. Let there be coalition. Just of recent, in fact, yesterday, the PDP governors right there where you are in Ibadan are saying no to merger. What's going on? Is this really the end of an era for your party, the PDP?
Thank you very much. I would rightly say that you have put almost 4 questions in one. Talk about the crisis at the national level. You talk about Wike, you talk about Atiku, and you talk about our role as opposition. Yes, exactly. They are stylishly 4 questions rolled into one. As a journalist,
I know you are very capable.
Now, let me talk about the issues we have at the national level. Yes, I will not shy away from the facts and say the truth that we have crisis at the national level. And this crisis started with the last presidential election that was held, in a presidential primaries that we held in Port Harcourt. But unfortunately, much as we believe that as a serious political party, we should have come out of this crisis, we are still immersed in it up to the present moment. That is not too good for our party. But we have a consolation. The consolation, one, is the hope that all is not lost. And that if you look at all the political parties in Nigeria today, there's no one, including the APC, that is not immersed in one crisis or the other. That's number one. Number two, now that the governors are able to come together and discuss in Ibadan, about the future of the party, about the plans and, the need to re-strategize and take back the party as the owner of the party, it gives us hope that all is not lost and the 24 hours is a long time in politics, we will resolve the crisis. Now, coming to the issue of Atiku, I'm happy, I'm extremely too happy that, the governors took over the party and they are able to come out with one voice that nothing like coalition as Atiku has been, going about it. It is true that Atiku was our last presidential candidate, but that does not give him that right to start negotiating for the party and act on behalf of the party. We have the governors, we have the BOT, we have the NEC, we have, various stakeholders. But Atiku is seen as a symbol of the party, is perceived to be the symbol of the party. But now that the governor have come out with one voice, that look, there is nothing like merging with any political, because PDP is a brand. PDP has come to stay, whether anybody likes it or not. Yes, we may have our crisis, but that does not mean that we will be rubbed off. That does not mean that we will merge ourselves with lesser political parties. When I say lesser political parties, I'm talking of the likes of Labour and NPP, because if you look at the foundation, they are all offshoots of PDP. Obi was once the vice presidential candidate to Atiku. As you look at Kwankwaso was formerly with PDP. So virtually all these political parties are dominated by people who left PDP, to join them. So if you actually want to form a coalition, I think the right thing would be to persuade them to come back, because in politics, the door opens in and, opens out. You can go in, you can come out. That is the way we practice our politics in Nigeria. Then talking about Wike, if we start talking about Wike, we are not likely to end it. But the point is, Wike is a clever politician. When I say a clever politician, yes, he's working in the cabinet of the APC now. But if you look at the steps and the way he got there, it will be very difficult for the party to fault him or to say they want to discipline him or accuse him of anti-party activities. When he was invited or when he wanted to join, he was so clever. He got permission right from the ward to the local government, to the state, even up to the national level. Then you start wondering, who gave him this permission? Who allowed him to be a minister in the first instance? Did anybody oppose him? No. So if that did not happen and is now a minister, there is nothing anybody can do about it. If he has not pronounced himself as a member of APC, if he still claims to be a member of PDP, what we now say is his offense. But we know as a politician, that the only person Wike is fighting is Atiku. It's Atiku because he believes when Atiku left for APC, he was the one taking care of the party in anticipation that he will be selected or he will be elected at the primaries as the presidential candidate. But eventually, Atiku, the likes of Tambua and all of them that left the party came back forcefully and emerged as, the presidential candidate. It's like, if I can't be the president because of your influence or whatever, then you can't be the president. You can't be another candidate in PDP. So if you remove Atiku, Wike has nobody to fight in PDP. And Atiku has indicated, or his movement, his action, his utterances gave us indication that he's still interested in 2027 presidential election, which will not be too good for the party. And I think this is what the governor saw and came out with a word of their own or defending the party that, look, there's nothing like coalition. Even if you are seeing Atiku, stop seeing as the symbol of the party. We as stakeholders, we are concerned about the party. We want the progress of the party. We want to re-strategize. And as a result, we are not joining any political party. We would rather encourage all other political parties to come and join us. I think I've answered your question.
Mm-hmm. All right. Still talking about the PDP, the governors have made it clear at their meeting in Oyo State capital yesterday that they were not going to merge with another political party, claiming that the PDP has structures. Now, let's look at the structure of the PDP right now. A lot of people have defected to other parties. Let's take Delta State, for instance. There's been massive defection from the PDP in Delta State. So I really want to ask you about Delta State. What is your concern? Are you not worried about your structure in Delta State? I mean, people are saying that the APC is wooing the governor, Sheriff Oborivori of Delta State, to move to the APC. So many people in the recent past have defected to the APC from the PDP in Delta State. And of course, we have that, the major one, Senator Ned Nwoko, who has also defected to the APC. What do you say to all this? Is it not affecting the structure of your party? How strong is the structure right now? Don't you think some people might believe that, oh, it will make sense for you to actually pull forces with other parties, just like Atiku is trying to do right now, because sincerely, your structure isn't as strong as it was before. What do you say to that?
I agree with you, but that is not to say that we cannot correct the trend of people leaving the party in Delta States. We have lost people. I agree with you in total. You are saying the obvious. But it is never an indication that we are going to lose Delta State in the next election. The reason is that people leave a political party during crisis, forgetting that the crisis they are running away from, PDP, is more another political party they are going to join. Is APC so peaceful that it will now attract people to say, yes, we are joining them? It is not. It's only that people don't sit down to re-strategize and think deeply. That is why they jump from one political party to another. Because I am saying it emphatically. And that is why you see people who leave PDP to join APC, and after some time they still come back to PDP. There are too many examples, that we can cite. Even in our Osun State. Take the case of former Governor Ilola, even the case of their present governor, Senator Ademola Adeleke. They all went to APC. But at the end of the day, they all came back to PDP where they realized their ambition. So people living today is never a sign or an indication that they will not still come back before the election. You have reason to defect, which is personal. You may have reason to come back. Because if at the end of the day, the Nedun Woko and all of them that left now, thinking they will get a ticket in APC, the people in APC who are already eyeing the ticket will not allow them to take the ticket away from them. So when they don't get it, they still come back to PDP. So we are not apprehensive, we are not afraid that they are leaving now. They have their reasons, but they will still have better reasons to come back.
All right. So talking about someone like Ned Nwoko, you said Do you think, do I think people in APC are not eyeing the ticket already? But again, don't you think that they must have promised him something before he can move? That's number one. And there's this second one that I would like you to address directly. A PDP chieftain talking about Chief Bode George came out and categorically said that fielding Atiku, okay, as the flag bearer for the PDP in 2023 general election was a mistake, was a very big mistake that the PDP messed up. Do you agree with that? He's saying that it was a huge mistake on the part of the PDP, that Atiku should never have been fielded as your candidate for that presidential election. What do you say to that?
Okay, let me answer the first one. APC used to lure people into their party with promises of giving them the tickets. It's normal. When you want to sell your market, you are bad, you likely make good, you say things that will make them to patronize you and come to you. And that is exactly what APC is. But at the end of the day, we have seen people who are disappointed and they come back to PDP. So that is politics. They can say anything to lure them. Now, coming to the issue of Atiku, it was a complete mistake for PDP to have selected, sorry, just a minute. Oh my God. Hello?
Hello, oh, we are with you. Please go ahead. We are with you.
So it was a big mistake for PDP.
Okay, if I understand you clearly, you are agreeing with the fact that it was a big mistake for the PDP to have selected Atiku Abubakar as your candidate in 2023. That's what you're trying to say right there. But again, now that Atiku, if you can still hear me, now that Atiku is working towards a coalition and your party is making this public that it was a huge mistake for you to have fielded him as your presidential candidate in 2023, don't you think at this point you might be losing the person of Atiku?
Hello?
Hello, yes, we
Hello?
can hear you. Can you hear me? Did you hear my question? Did you get my question?
Now. I can hear you.
Oh,
what I'm saying is, it was a big mistake on behalf of, the part of PDP to have elected Atiku as a candidate, because we have this convention and understanding that after 8 years of Buhari, the presidential candidate should emerge from the South. The indication that there was going to be a kind of abracadabra, started when they set up a committee to look critically into the issue of zoning. And the question was, what is there to discuss about zoning if Buhari as a northerner has spent 8 years as the president? Do you think Nigeria will take from us another candidate from the north? But they didn't look at that. What they did was to come out with a resolution that, yes, the presidential race is free for everybody from any zone. We knew from that time that we were heading towards destruction. So we continue. We went to the primaries. I want to say it was a kind of a coalition. When I say coalition, because if Tambuwa did not step down for Atiku, there was no way they would have defeated Wike. But at the end of the day, they stepped down for Atiku, and Atiku emerged as the candidate. Yes, good. But we knew within ourselves that, that was the beginning of the crisis. And Wike and the group, the 5 governors, they were adamant. Look, you can't have a northerner for 80 years and put down another northerner as a candidate. Good. You can't have a northerner as the chairman of the party. That is in the person of Yoshayu. You can't have a northerner as the campaign presidential, as the campaign manager for the presidential election. What is the position of the South? And if eventually you win this election, who will be speaking for the South in the distribution of amenities and the positions? For all this, they did not listen. So it was obvious. It was a great mistake. So I belong to Shimbola Bode George's school of thought that we made a very big mistake, and we are not going to repeat that mistake by presenting Atiku.
All right.
Despite his utterances and action that is indicating that I still want to contest in 2027.
All right. So coming to my follow-up question now. Now that your party has publicly admitted that it was a big mistake for you to have fielded Atiku Abubakar as your candidate in 2023 elections. Right now, Atiku is going around, trying to strike some deals, trying to broker some deals, talking about coalition of political parties. Considering the fact that you've made it clear that fielding was a mistake, as a person, Atiku might decide that, oh, this might just be the time for him to leave the party. My question to you is this: if Atiku should leave the PDP today, what would be the effect on your structure as a party?
You see, this is the mistake we keep making as a political party. Believing that if anybody leaves, the party is not going to survive. It's far from the truth. There is no way as a leader, if you leave a party, if you have 100 supporters, there is no way you can go to another party with those 100 people. No, it's not possible. There are some people that will think well and does not believe in your reasons for going to another political party. We all know what is chasing Atiku around and away is his personal ambition to become the president of this country. So if Atiku is leaving, the party is not going to die at all. Look at Vintili, even the state governor, his state governor, he's not going to follow him. And if you place Atiku on one side and Vintili on one side, Vintili as a governor and with the situation of things on ground controls almost 80% of the followers of the membership of PDP in Adamawa. So we are not afraid. This is not the first time Atiku will leave the party. He has gone before to APC. He has gone to contest under another political party as a presidential candidate. He's leaving now will not be new to us. It is not going to be a news to anybody. So if he leaves, we will say, thank God, because he has been the cause of the crisis that we are in PDP now. One would have expected him to have, say that he is regarding himself as the father of the nation, as the father of the party, and forget about his personal ambition to become the president in the overall interest of the party. Because the crisis we have in PDP today is over Atiku.
So you're saying, are you saying categorically, or let me put it this way, because from what you're saying now, from the body language, from the posture of the party, I think it's just a subtle, some people will say, this is just a subtle way to say, Atiku, we think it's time for you to leave. Some people will think like that. What do you say to that?
Can you repeat the question again?
Okay, from everything happening now, from all the occurrences and from the body language and the posture of the party, that a lot of people might interpret it as the party's subtle way of telling Atiku that it's time for you to leave.
No political party will be happy to lose any member. We believe the number counts. We believe in structure, we believe in name. It's not that Atiku is a non-entity in PDP. He has his own people. But what we are saying is, his exit from the party will not be a collapse for PDP. Right. If he wants to live on his own, nobody's going to cry over it. We are not going to lose a sleep.
Friends, I'm sure you, a politician that understand the numbers, influence, because it's not just about Atiku Abubakar, so to speak. One would say, let's just, put a context to it. Wike right now, nobody knows where he really belongs. But then it's like he has his two legs, over the other side of, on both sides of the fence right now. And so he has not really left the party. He's still in the party, but then he's working for an opposition party. And if an Atiku Abubakar will leave, just say he leaves, the party will not crumble, so to speak. But what becomes of that party? If push come to shove today, APC can say, number 1, 2, 3, we have the big guys that can run the matter, starting with the leader, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. If push come to shove today, who will be that person for the PDP that has that national appeal? If it's not Atiku Abubakar.
You are making Atiku Abubakar as somebody who is so bigger than the party.
No. I'm not. If there's anybody bigger than the party, the way it has been posited, then it is Wike that, just like the figurative parlance around there that you are holding a piece of meat. Somebody is saying is just bone straight away. You are saying no, it still has some meat in it. That's Wike's own, because it seems like it's the guy that is bigger than the party. I'm just saying he has been a vice president for 8 years. He has been a presidential candidate a couple of times. Not just about the person of Atiku, but the stature. Who has that national appeal again in your party?
You see, politics and outcome of an election is a combination of votes from all the polling units up to the local government, up to the state. If you are talking of a structure, what we are saying is the outcome of any election is the combination of all these votes put together. When we now say because Atiku leaves the party, we are not going to win election in Osun State for PDP. Are you not saying in Ogun State Atiku is so popular that because he's leaving the party, they are going to lose in Ogun State? I'm telling you that even in Adamawa State, where Atiku comes from, the PDP is not going to lose an election there. When we are talking of structure could be national, structure could be personal. If you are talking of Atiku's personal structure, of course, he's going to take, away his structure to whichever party he is going. So it doesn't work like that if we now say because he's a former, have we not seen a former president in this country, precisely President Obasanjo, losing election in his ward, in his local government, and even in the state. So what this thing
I'm talking about the national. I'm talking about the national level. Actually, that's why I mean that national appeal. Every party needs a rallying point, isn't it?
If you put down anybody today as a presidential candidate, forget about somebody being a former vice president or whatever. If PDP present any of the governor, any of the senator, any of the rep, anybody as the presidential candidate, and we all rally our structure around him, it will be more than what you are, the way you are rating Atiku. That's the point I'm making.
No, I'm not rating Atiku. I'm only stating the obvious. I'm not rating Atiku. I'm only stating the obvious. It's not that I'm rating former Vice President Atiku Abubakar. I'm just stating the obvious. That person, that individual that has that national appeal, is he a Bala Muhammad? Is he a Sheyi Makinde?
I've answered your question. And the question is, when you talk of PDP, we believe power belongs to the people. You see, forget about the names behind all these people. Forget about it. What I am saying to you is present anybody. Anybody I'm saying, forget about Bala Muhammad, forget about Sheima, present anybody. Let PDP say this is our presidential candidate. What you think he does not have will be woven around him in such a way that he become a national figure.
You made an example.
A name does not win an election.
I understand. You made an example when you said Atiku Abubakar is just an
of efforts.
If you can hear me, sir.
Yes, I can hear you.
You pointed something out earlier now that you said Atiku Abubakar is just an individual. Of course he is. But then people have their influence. That was the same way when the Ebola himself, Obasanjo, tore his card. The Jonathan government, the PDP said, it's just an individual. And it was that same election that the PDP lost. Till now, you have not gotten back into power. Are you not underrating the impact of influential person like Atiku?
If you ask this question in different ways, the answer will be the same. All these people you are mentioning, they are big names. They become big individuals because they have a ladder through which they climb to the top, and that is the PDP. I am now telling you that PDP is a brand, it's a political party that whoever it throws up as a candidate, we have the national outlook. You are talking about these people, about these individuals.
All right,
this
Prince.
Is not mathematics where 2 + 2 equals 4.
Absolutely. This is politics. So, all right, Prince. Well said.
We're talking of strategy.
Absolutely.
We are talking of reasons and strategies behind winning an election. So it's not about the name. It's not about the. I know where you are coming from, and I know what you are trying to say. That because of the big name, because of their structure, but I'm now telling you that if it involves re-strategizing and presenting somebody that does not have this big name, but we all rally our structure and support behind him, he is going to become what you think these people are right now.
Oh, absolutely.
That's the difference.
Absolutely. Well said, Prince. Well said. Now, say talking about your party now, it's quite clear that you have an understanding of, the workings of the FCT minister, Wike. Like you said, the party does not have a problem with him. That he was right when he said it was wrong fielding a candidate from the north for the 2023 elections. So absolutely, I guess you quite have a good relationship with Wike, and your party has no problem whatsoever him taking the stance he's taking right now. He still has the interest of your party in mind. I want to believe that's your opinion. Another thing is this. It is quite clear, again, from what Chief Bode just said, that Atiku Abubakar will not get the PDP ticket for 2027. That's quite clear. He's not going to get the ticket. So should we expect to see a fresh face for the PDP in 2027?
That is exactly the message the governor has passed to Nigerians. We are not going to repeat the same mistake we made by presenting a northerner, despite the fact that we had a northerner that has spent 8 years. We will not make that mistake again. We will now re-strategize and present a candidate that will be acceptable, that has been tested, that will be reliable and that is capable before Nigerians. And we know with that, we are going to be in good contest against APC.
But again, you still have some challenges in your party. Talking about the national secretary, for instance, I understand that for now that you have endorsed the deputy national secretary to be acting as the national secretary. Still talking about all those crises in your party. Do you see other parties coming to join the PDP now, since you have not fully resolved the challenges within your party? Do you see yourself attracting any other political party to come join you at this point? Because you said you are not going to join any other party, but your doors are open to welcome others to join you. Well, as it is right now, seeing that you have not resolved your crisis, internal crisis, do you see other parties actually willing and coming to join your party, the PDP?
The question I want to put to you, which I want us to answer honestly, is that the issue of who is the national secretary, in what way has that affected the position of any political party or what is happening in virtually all the states? No.
It doesn't put you up as a serious party.
I am coming. Whoever is the secretary, how does that disrupt our operation and system in Osun State as a member of PDP? What I'm saying is it has no effect. It is all a kind of a personal national issue. I agree it's a national issue, but it does not trickle down to affect the basic tenets of PDP in the states. Now, it's a problem. There is been a kind of a court ruling or court judgment, on the two of them. They could not interpret it well. Asking the deputy national secretary to act in their place is a solution. That means whatever may be the problem, we still have a solution somewhere. And that has been the solution. And that shouldn't stop anybody from regarding PDP as still being in crisis. And as a result, they are not going to join them. What I'm saying is, in APC, there is crisis. In Labour, there is crisis. In NNPP, there is crisis. There is crisis in all the political parties. So it now depends on the way you want to look at it. The crisis in PDP, what you consider to be a big deal in PDP, you meet a bigger deal in APC. So politics is like football. When you recruit some players, some will be ready to go out. And in the process of recruiting players, you will recruit asset, you will recruit liability. In the process of leaving your party, liability will leave, asset will come. It is exit, and it's about exit and coming of people.
Absolutely. Prince, like you rightly said, every political party have their own internal crises and challenges. But again, are you worried that a new coalition might be formed? Talking about a new party emerging right now, because of course a lot of Nigerians will say, no, all these parties have their own challenges. Let us have a new phase. So are you not concerned that a coalition might actually be formed to take care of the fact that, most of the parties have their own challenges?
In Nigeria, at least going back to the history of our politics, I've never seen a situation whereby a new political party emerge victorious and be above an established political party that we all know, like a PDP and APC. I don't see any new political party coming up now to dominate the two political parties. I don't see them. It's not in our history. It's not in our culture. People are not used to anything new when it comes to politics.
APC had it. Prince, APC had it.
I was going to say that.
The APC had a merger, a coalition, and they did what?
Yes. Even if they merge, yes, I believe in merger. And that is why PDP is saying, yes, we believe in merger. It's not that we don't believe in merger. It's not that we don't believe in coalition. But we will not allow any political party to subdue or the PDP to be raised. We will rather encourage you to come and join a bigger party. PDP is a bigger party. In whatever way you look at it, we would rather ask you, invite you, encourage you to come and join PDP than for PDP to say, yes, we want to write up PDP, we are merging with other political parties. No, of course, even at the election period, with PDP as a political party, we still, liaise and they talk to other political parties to come and join us, because it is the combination of all these political parties that can wrestle power from APC. We know that. But when we get to the bridge, we know how to cross it.
So is it about Prince? Yeah, yes. You said it clearly that PDP is a great party. You have the structure. You wouldn't join other parties, but you are welcome to other parties joining you. I ask again, Is it about the name of your political party, the People's Democratic Party? Is it about the name? Or many Nigerians will ask you, what exactly is it about? So far, we've seen politicians, and I'm putting this straight to you. So far, we've seen politicians cross-carpeting from one party to another. Today, they're in APC. Tomorrow, they're in PDP. Nigerians are tired. What is it about the PDP? Is it the name, for God's sake? What is it about the name of the PDP? You are saying you're not going to merge. So is it about your name? What's so special about the PDP? That's my question. What values does the PDP have to tell the people that, oh, this is the PDP. This is why we will not merge. This is why we will not change our name. Or is it just about the fact that the PDP has structures and you don't want to move to other parties? That's the question. What exactly are you bringing to the table that is new to Nigerians? Because so far, all we see are politicians cross-carpeting from one party to another. What are the ideologies of the PDP that we should, we can take hold of and say, oh, this is what the PDP stands for? What exactly do you stand for as a party?
As a party, we're a brand. You see, when you say something is a brand, either good or bad, people will still love it. I don't want to mention the name of any product so that it does not sound as if I'm advertising. But if you say this is it, this is the brand, this is the name, if you don't belong to it or if you don't have it, it's like you don't have anything. You see, we have different kind of assets, but there are some assets that you will hold, and people will see you and be able to classify you as belonging to a class. Belonging to PDP automatically gives you a kind of a brand, a kind of a name. So when you are talking of the two dominating parties in Nigeria, if you don't belong to APC and you don't belong to PDP, you don't belong to any political party as far as they are concerned. And that is why it is only under these two political parties that you can always win an election. Look at the number of people, of governors, senators, reps in the House. Which other political party has that same figure as PDP and APC? It's either PDP is dominated today, APC is dominated tomorrow.
Sorry to cut in. You talked about brand.
It is about the structure. It's about the name.
About the brand. About the brand. But sorry, Prince. Sorry, before we go on this break, sorry to cut in. If you say it is about the brand, fine, well said. But another brand is emerging. A bigger brand is emerging. We saw that in one person, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, who has put up a very good brand. So if it is about branding, then of course, someone else can do it better and is doing it better than the PDP. What do you say to that?
That is your opinion. If he is doing it better, it will be the president, as we are talking. Let's wait for the next election. The platform under which Obi comes out, which is the Labour, where is the platform now? They are so disorganized in such a way that Obi is holding one and Abure is holding another. So if you are talking of a new brand coming up, don't let us anticipate. Don't let us say, yes, coming up. Let it come up first before we now say, yes, we now have a new brand that has joined the political class of Nigeria. As it is today.
Prince, we are due for a break right now. And, we'll be talking politics and your party, that's the PDP. And many questions have been asked about the viability. You talked about the brand, which many persons said the brand might be there. There are other bigger brands in Nigeria that are just living on old glory. And other smarter brands are emerging. But you say, let's wait and see so that we don't preempt. We want to go on a break. And when we return, we'll speak about the state of the nation and what is happening. Not really basically politics. But then there is no way we'll go to this break without talking about your home state in Osun here, especially your local government. A parliamentarian, the last time you were here, I remember I asked you this question. MP Wole Oke has been moving, and the body language has been quite unusual recently. And many persons said, you told me at that time that maybe he's being swayed by the the APC, and maybe some of those things that we are seeing might just be signs of him exiting the Osun APC. What is the state of Wole Oke in Osun APC?
We are not going to chase anybody out of the party. The more, the merrier. We don't wish anybody to leave the party. We are not behaving as if we want to chase anybody away. But as an individual, if you want to leave the party is not going to collapse at all, just like what is happening at the national. Now, when you are talking of Wole Oke, you are talking of somebody who has a personal ambition and believes in whatever way it can be executed. It does not mind. I am saying it to you emphatically that Wole Oke has been the rep in Obokun and Oriade for 6 consecutive times. When I say 6 consecutive times, that is, he emerged as the candidate of the party without going to any primary election. He lost only once to APC. That means PDP has been so good in giving Wole Oke that his ticket, the ticket that belongs to 2 local governments. He's from Obokun local government and from Obokun local government. What we have been saying is, as far as Oriade is concerned, we believe we have the best candidate in Wole Oke to emerge victorious all the time. But things have changed. The equation has changed. There is no everlasting champion anywhere. You can only dominate people for a certain period of time. And if you are so lucky to dominate them for 5 consecutive times, which makes almost 20 years as a parliamentarian, we believe it is now time, with the new emerging threat, with the new emerging leaders in Oriade, to present another candidate. Well, he is somebody that is so adamant, that is so resolute, that he is not ready to stay aloof for 4 years. Having spent 20 years in the House of Representatives. So he's afraid of what becomes of his person. staying outside power, outside office for 4 years. And that is why he's ready to prosecute his ambition through whichever political party will give him that ticket. And even the PDP, we are not saying we are not giving you, you will not take the ticket. Come and contest the primary election with whoever is coming out. But the indices are there, the indications are there. The people of Oriade have said, yeah, if you people of Ogogo think we don't have a competent son that can occupy this position, we have many now that are ready to challenge you.
And would that be Pelumi Olajengbesi?
The people of Ogogo are saying, we thank you for this opportunity you have given us for 20 years. We want to back whoever you are presenting.
All right.
That is the situation we are. So if Wole Oke now thinks, you know, the party has not been good to him, or he wants to prosecute his ambition somewhere else, there's nothing anybody can do about it.
It's all right.
Nothing.
So, Prince, we'll go on this quick break right now. Please hang in there. When we return, we'll speak to other issues. It's still Morning Spring on Western Spring Television. We have more to come. Stay with us.